Are we? You muted. Sorry. Did you say something? Oh, you're totally fine. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our latest episode of The Arcane Core When Death Calls. I am your storyteller and keeper, Sade Smith Edwards. You can call me Sade or Ambrose. She, her pronouns, please. And without further ado, we're going to start with our cast. Vin, who are you and who are you playing? Iris. Jazz. And last, but certainly not least, Red. Who are you? Awesome. So, as a reminder to everyone watching, this is a series that focuses on elements of death, loss, and grieving. Please take care of yourselves because these elements will be popping up, especially now as we're like getting to our almost finale. So, if you need to step away, if it becomes too much, you're always welcome to do that. You can go look at the VOD later, or you can look at it on YouTube later. It's all good. And without further ado, we're going to do our recap. Last week on the Arcane Core, When Death Calls, Cordelia and Keisha find Ezra's car in the cemetery parking lot and are able to find the object of focus that Ezra had, which is a rune-etched glove, as well as books of the 19th century spiritualism and etiquette. Cell S12 encounters a dark entity coming out of the woodline of the Dark Grove Cemetery, aiming to attack Madison of Sade. The hunters successfully fend off this shadow-riddled entity with the interesting help of Megan's magical use of a dagger, and escape with Madison and Keisha, but at the cost of Mo being marked for death. The hunters return to Keisha's hunting cabin and activate the panic room status to protect Madison from being found by the dark entity that seems to be in pursuit of her. Hopefully, everything stays that way. The hunters also put their heads together and dive into all the clues they found so far, narrowing down the entity to potentially some sort of Reaper type entity. Not only do they find out what Ezra's last day was like based off of the notes from his stolen, reacquired journal, Megan finds out that Ezra has been doing research on Elle for her, noting that she is potentially either divine or of Fae origin. There are reports back to Mo, playing Ezra's emotional goodbye recording for her, in which he states that he had a magical tracker on that entity, as well as that the entity wasn't summoned, rather, it had been lured to the graveyard, meaning that it was like it was reoccurring or already occurring. The next morning, the Jacksons relinquish their secrets to each other. Megan admits that she is in debt to an unknown entity named Elle to everyone, and Mo has been marked for death by the unknown entity when they were at the graveyard. The whole cell notes that Mo had only stated her name to Detective Lucas and the receptionist at the coroner's office. Meg also finds out after looking a little further into the ritual sigils that Ezra sketched that they are from not the mortal realm. She knows that it's the same sigils as on her dagger. While Keisha and Madison stay within the safety of the hunter's cabin, S12 Cell S12 reaches out to Detective Jamie and asks to meet him at the cemetery and ask him questions to clarify what happened between him and Ezra, as well as what was asked um, in regards to Herman and Ezra's death specifically. And they are asking a lot of pointed questions because they don't trust nobody here. Millie uses magic to look into the past of the ritual site at the cemetery, seeing that an unknown figure dressed in sharp shoes made a skillfully placed Fey lure designed for Fey attracted to blood. Upon placing the lure, Millie finds out that Willow, the missing medical examiner, was lured and potentially captured by an unknown figure that was dressed in shadows. And that's where we left off. Actually, last thing. Just as that happened, Rose Riddle comes through one of the passageways coming from the woodline to the cemetery. And it seems like Cordelia and Millie notice a couple of interesting things about her as she comes through, carrying two bouquets of flowers. And she just comes up to you and wants to know what's going on. She sees Damien, and that's where we are picking up from. So Rose Riddle like looks at all of your faces, makes it pointedly known that she did not notice Cordelia, and that's where we're gonna pick up from. Rose like says like, "Hey, everything okay? Like I know a lot's been happening here recently, but is everything okay? Who are you? What?" She has her own book. Okay, fine. Hi, Rose. This is the Jacksons Incorporated investigation team that Ezra was a part of. As you probably know, Ezra passed away. And she's like, "Yes, I am aware." And she kind of looks very sadly at that. And she's like, "Yeah, that's a very sweet boy." um, but is there anything I could do to help? Like he was asking a lot of questions about Willow. Trying to help. If there's anything I could do, I'm here to like drop off flowers though, like to a gravesite. If I can help though while visiting, that would be very helpful indeed. But yeah. Oh yeah, sure. No problem at all. And she uh, gives a small sad smile on that one, and then she starts walking. I would say it's not terribly close to the ritual site. I would say it's about like maybe a 5-minute walk. You can still see it from where she ends up going. Is everyone going to go with her? Everyone, all of you? Okay. Um, and she goes up to a grave. It looks like it's a very well kept grave, and it looks like it's kind of recent. I would say in the last year, maybe two. But it looks like it has some upkeep. So it wasn't like a freshly dug grave or anything like that. But it's been some time since it's been here. And it says Jack Olson, beloved partner, uh, loving doctor, or like good doctor, loving person all around is essentially what it says in the front. Um, and she takes a moment, like crouches down, and you can see that she kind of feels like she is pausing awkwardly, but she like takes one of the flowers and then puts like because she has two bouquets, she puts one down. It's like one of those little like engraved pots that's already inside the tombstone, and she like places it, but she keeps one as she stands up. It's like he was a such a nice person, just a very kind man in general. It's unfortunate. If you would like, y'all could roll um, investigate a mystery for me on the grave if you want to. Okay, 7. Okay. Okay, so mark XP, get that XP, baby. All right, so I guess that's like one hold for 7. Who else got like? Oh, sorry, someone had 11. Who else had? What did you have, Iris? 10. All right, so you both hold 2, and Red, you hold 1. So you can ask 5 questions if you wanted to. Yeah, you can totally do that. You can totally do that. So what would you not like to ask, essentially? What is not? Okay. Okay. What happened here? Okay, so you see that it says Jack Olson. This person was obviously a doctor. You can see that they passed away. They're about like maybe almost 40, 41. If you could like do math real quick, it looks like they passed away 2 years ago. Anything else? You look around, you do not see a ghost for this person. Actually, because you rolled well enough, um, you can feel in the area, Cordelia. Obviously, you can like sense necrotic energy very well in this area, and you can tell where things have been stolen from here. And haven't. This grave, oddly enough, doesn't have any signs of that. So either the ghost never was there in the first place to be stolen, or it wouldn't have mattered. Either way, it was just you can tell like things were taken around it. It's odd. It looks a little weird, actually. Not like if you're noticing it that way. Yeah, you can totally do that. I will say that like yeah, there is a body in there. Um, uh, decaying as slowly as possible for obviously because it's went through the process of um actually no, that's a good question. One second, that's a good point. You did it good. I'm sorry, like that was really good. I was like, wait a minute, no, actually, you go down through the coffin. There is no coffin. There is no body there. That is a clue. That is a heavy clue that you just found out. I forgot for people viewing at home. That was a real good one. Get it, Cordelia. So yeah, there is no body there. There is a coffin there, I would say. Someone went through the process of burying someone, but the body's not there. I think you all have like I will say you have two. All of y'all have two more questions collectively to give me about this one grave. Okay, that's one. That's one possible. What else? What else? Look like you're going to say something, Millie. Okay, so I will give. Okay, I will say that it was human and it wasn't a creature. So like, I will say no. It was the person that died there. I will say that where did it go? Cordelia, while you're hovering down there was never a body here to begin with. It was never put in the ground. It could have, there might be a reason for it, but it was never like there was never a showing of body kind of situation, nothing like that. But that's what y'all have.
I think Mo would like to turn to Rose and say, were you too close?
Kind of, yeah. Um, he was he was a friend of mine. Is the best way to put it. I'm a grief counselor. Um, and I met his husband because of his loss. But uh, they both were very kind, very sweet. We all kind of worked in the same areas. I work in grief. His husband works in the funeral home, and he used to work at the hospital, a little ways out of town. Um, it was a bit of a tragic accident, and kind of didn't foresee it happening at all. Do
Does your
you? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Uh, is there a reason that you're asking about it?
Oh, we're just investigating. You know, we do investigation work. Forgive me if my questions are
No. Also, like,
invasive.
no, not at all. And Damien, Damien just like lightly glares over Rose's head at you.
She's a little rough around the
Mo
edges sometimes.
pointedly ignores the both of you.
But Rose is like, well, I know I'm also very sorry for your losses, Ezra, right?
Yes. So, just a quick question.
Okay.
Your partner is the one who's missing, right?
Yes, Willow.
Willow. Did they also work in the funeral home?
Yeah. She's a mortician there. Was
Were
like I'm hoping that she won't work there anymore, but when she comes back,
why?
gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I know I work kind of there, like they promote me there for grief for anyone that's family passes, but like I don't need to be promoted there, and she didn't need to work there. She was doing fine at the coroner's office, but
Do you want
Any
her to keep the job at the coroner's office?
yeah.
I'd imagine that'd be just as morbid, though.
I mean, she does a really good job. This is what her trade is, so that's what she went to school for. So it's fine. It's just uh, we didn't need two jobs. We were fine, and she just kind of like tries to repress a shudder. She's like, we don't need to. We didn't need to work there anymore.
any particular reason she wanted to work there in the first place?
She she likes morbid things. Well, they liked morbid things. It's what they do. I don't. Yeah, like that. That's just her. That was just their trade in general.
Cordelia is just gonna float back out of the ground, visible now. Um, is there any particular reason why there isn't a body in this grave?
Did you literally like when you say visible now? Are you talking to everyone? Everyone can see you. I love barrel
Delia.
what? And then you
Oh, you could see me
see.
before anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is what she says, like looking off to the side, and Damien just like fully bulks backwards and puts his hand on his holster, but he does not draw. He's like, but doesn't say anything either. He's just like, what is that?
Relax. She's with us.
You can't tell me to relax. You cannot
Can-
tell me to relax.
Can I try and manipulate someone? Because I want to almost like insight check her, but that's not a thing in this. So my thought for an alternative is like manipulate someone to try and get her to tell the truth about what's going on.
Yes, you can do that. So roll your are you like intimidating her too, or are you like actively trying to charm her?
I think I don't have a choice really. That's my thing. Is I
Oh, it's just like so you just have to like intimidate, like charming in a different way.
Yeah.
She's rough around the edges.
Hey, I don't try and be nice though. That's just it.
you get?
That is a 9.
You got a 9. Okay, so essentially do something right now to show that you mean it. So how are you intimidating her to tell you more information?
Hi, I'm Jane L. Jackson.
Oh, she takes a full step back. Just like, maybe I made an error being here. What exactly do you want here?
Tell us what you know.
Not Jane L. Jackson. She like looks at you knowingly.
We're just trying to figure out what happened to our friend. Okay? Clearly, you know more than you're telling us.
What am I doing to give you that impression?
For one, you looked right at me.
For a
Second,
split
you knew
second,
what L
surprised me that you were
meant.
standing there. Okay, I could just be a sensitive. You don't know that.
You knew what L was a threat.
L is a letter.
You stepped back, though. It's a bit of a visceral reaction for a letter.
I can't tell. Okay, fine. I can't tell you anything about this. I mean, I can tell you plenty about Elle, but since you know her as Elle, and not any of her actual names, I am not going to delve further into that. But I can tell you what I know, I guess. Do we want to stay here? She looks around. Or
It looks like you got one more grave to visit. I nod to the bouquet she's got.
yeah. So she's like, yeah, that's right. And she awkwardly, with like stiff legs, so she looks like a robot, walking back down the path. And she's going to make a left turn to go to the mausoleum that's in ruin. And she's going to place flowers in front of that. For Ezra. Since y'all are calling me out all day, I just got here. It's so rude.
I mean, it seems like we've both lost people because of this. Just trying to figure out as quick as we can before anyone else gets lost.
All right, I will. Fine. What do you want to know? Damien looks very much out of his element. His hands slowly slides off his holster, and he just kind of like wipes his hands on his pants, and he's like, "Ghosts are real. Ghosts are real. Cool."
Boom.
Ah, stop! No. Y'all do your investigation stuff. I'll just be right. He like takes several steps away. Over here. Need me, I'm over here. Now ask whatever questions you would like to I'm not gonna like have you roll. Like, y'all literally singled her out. So you can ask whatever question you want to her. Each person gets one question.
What's the real reason you don't want her working at the funeral home?
Because of the funeral director there. I feel bad for him. The loss of someone that you love, that you care about, can be overwhelming, can be devastating. And people go and grieve through their own processes, right? But I don't know, he turned a lot, and he turned to certain he locked himself away from a lot of things that he used to rely on. He used to be this is gonna provide a little too much information, I guess, but he's a magic user. And he used to, L, it used to be his patron. And he renounced her recently. And he's been unkind for the last few months. So I didn't want her working there anymore. But I thought that he could just process it because grief is intense, and I don't have any. Go ahead, sorry.
Did you know there's no body in there?
What? What are you talking
There's
about?
no in that. What was his name? Jack something.
I think it's yes, Jack Olson. I didn't know that. Oh,
And it didn't decay. There just never was a body there.
but I went to his funeral. Like it was open casket and everything. And he was in an accident, but Willow did a really great job. And couldn't tell. Yeah, he was supposed to be buried there.
What happened in the accident?
It was just a car accident. He was driving home. It was raining. Put off the road. It was a bad accident, that's all.
Who was his husband?
1 second. Ben. Ben Giles Alston. That's the funeral director. And I don't know what that means. If the body's not there, that could mean a lot of. And you see like her face kind of like realization coming across her face. Like that could mean a lot of things if the body's not there. But I mean, if he renounced his patron, he can't do anything. I think you'll have one other question, or else do you all ask questions?
Yeah.
Already?
One more.
Okay. Yeah, one more question.
I've asked 2. I don't want to take another.
Okay, I mean, like whoever pops up with it. If you don't have, if it's okay if you don't have a question.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honest opinion.
Okay.
What do you think happened?
Someone, Lord Willow here. And she looks like she's gonna cry, to be honest. So her eyes are starting to water. Making her do things. Things that she doesn't like, that they don't like doing.
It was someone shadowy. Something. And that's where Millie relays what they saw in the magic roll.
So shoes. That could be a lot of that could be 2 people that dress like that, to be honest. I really don't want to throw blame. I don't like throwing blame, but it could either be I'm leaning towards Ben just because of how he's been acting. Could also be Aster, but I don't think it's Aster. Aster wouldn't do that. Not to Willow.
We do know that Aster is hiding something.
She makes a face at that, but doesn't say anything about it. He wouldn't do that to Willow. All right, I think y'all asked all the questions that you could, unless there is anything specific you wanted to do, like investigate a mystery for something specific. All right. So, Rose, I do want to talk to you somewhere safe, if possible. But I do understand that you have to investigate to find out what happened to your friend. But I do have something to give you. And she looks a little uncomfortable at that. Not in the open. And she looks around. Can you think of somewhere safe?
I kind of look at everybody with like a permission, like asking, like, should we do this? Do we trust her?
I have 2 questions for you Sort of.
Okay.
Can you lie?
It's very uncomfortable too.
Can we trust you?
Yes.
That was an unfortunate sequence of questions. I must say, above game.
You can trust me.
Just sort of turn to Mo and shrug.
That's all you have to verify that I am trustworthy.
I mean, they've been putting up with me.
Okay,
That's
Millie.
certainly true.
Millie,
Yes.
I would like to have you investigate a mystery using your sight, please.
You.
Mhm.
Oh boy, big money, no whammies.
Lego, Lego.
That is another 11. Let's go.
Cool. Okay, so you have 2 questions.
Oh boy.
If you want to look into her lying or something specific about her, you can.
I guess I'll go with what can it do and what is being concealed here.
Okay. So with what can it do? For a split second, you see that blue ethereal glow off of her, very similar to like something you saw before in the graveyard that protected y'all. But you don't get the full look of it. You just get the aura of that entity from before. What's being concealed here? There is something else with her. There is another thing, entity, person with her.
So they're just gonna look like right in the eye. So, are you alone?
No,
Then who's with you?
I can't tell you that right now.
Yes, you can if
I
you want our
cannot.
help.
I feel very uncomfortable with stating things or showing certain things in the open like this.
Do you know where Willow is?
No. Every time I tried to find her, she would, well, they've always dipped out of range. They've always been more powerful than me. So
I said we trust her.
Scouts on her? And she like throws up her pinky.
I think we all need
Don't-
to be on the same page before
And
anything
she
goes forward.
like goes like gets really excited and goes up to Mo and like does like the pinky promise.
Wait. Before Meg won't let Mo do it. Meg will do it herself.
Oh, so like as like
no one
what-
else needs to be making bargains
Okay,
of any sort.
Aren't you all?
But do you need to be
Aren't you
making any
already-
more?
but you already have a bargain. No?
Are you the?
So I'm already screwed.
So you want to bargain again with another entity you know nothing about?
I'm not bargaining, but
Th-
I don't
this
want
is
it
what this
construed in
is.
any way.
This is
I
what
mean-
you're doing. You are bargaining right now with me.
You're
You
not
don't want
the
anyone
only
else
one.
to do it.
You're not the only one screwed.
She's gonna
Okay.
walk up to Millie and like show up, put up her finger.
If anything else happens to my friends or my family, you'll lose more than that pinky. Do you understand?
I solemnly swear.
I don't think I can die if you want to make the bargain with me.
I've done worse. I
They're
promise.
taking more than bodies here, Cordelia.
And they very enthusiastic just like slowly swing their pinky into this promise that totally won't screw them over.
Rose just like smiles deeply and like just shakes it. I was like, cool, awesome, this is great. All right, so it's been a while since I've done that. Sorry, that's all. All right, so you trust me, I trust you. Safe place. Where are we going? I can give you one safe place.
Where?
Coroner's office. That is definitely safe.
I don't know about that one.
With no one else there. We trust you. Doesn't need to extend beyond you.
I trust everyone there.
That wasn't the deal.
But if you want what I have to tell you,
We gotta go to the coroner's office anyway.
Fine.
One of our-
Let's go.
I promised. All right. Anything else y'all want to do before you leave?
Detective
Is
Damien, you coming? Yeah.
I was about to say, like, is Damien coming with you? He's just been like very like he's like just kind of like like, oh god, what's happening? Like off to the side. Like yeah. I'm coming with y'all. Sure. I'm way out of my element here. So Rose is not a person.
I mean, she's a person. She's just a little more.
Kind of like how Cordelia is a person.
Like slowly looks at
I
Cordelia.
don't know how to take that.
You're a person, but you're more than a person.
And a little less. Cordelia is going to sink back into the ground and then pop right up.
like no, okay. Yeah,
Stop playing with the poor man. Let's go.
Okay, fine. I will just say though, you had several names, I do believe, Detective. You will not repeat any of them, and in fact, if you can forget them, you will.
What names?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Am I doing this right?
Are you trying to intimidate me right now? I
Sort
mean,
of,
it
but
was
I don't think
already
she's doing a great
working
job.
kind of just because of your presence in general, but I won't repeat anyone's name here.
Okay. Very well.
All right. And with that, y'all are going to the coroner's office together. Yeah. Cool. So, who's going in first? How do people want to roll in? Like, I guess is the thing, because it seems like y'all are aiming to intimidate to get answers. So, are you all rolling in with each other? Are you letting Rose go in first? How would you like to do this? As y'all roll up in a safe amount of space, and like you're not like speeding like you normally do, Mo, because
normally,
in the events of since you've been here because someone's in danger, you have been speeding. You are
that's
not
an outlier and should not be counted.
Okay, cool. That's fair. That is valid. So you are rolling up at a decent size, like a decent pace, to get to the coroner's office. You park in the front. How are you going in?
I feel like Rose probably leads the way, just like nature of her personality versus our personalities.
Okay.
Seems we're excited about this.
So yeah, bubbly Rose goes in first, and y'all are behind her, and I think I would say Detective Damien's behind y'all, kind of making sure. You're gonna go. You're invisible. Okay, so roll for that to make sure you stay that way.
That's a 9.
Did you want to? Okay, glitch. We want to get. We're gonna glitch it. All right, cool. Yay!
Yes.
I've been waiting for this. All right. So you can either effect this weakened, short duration. You take 1 harm. Magic draws immediate unwelcome attention. It has a problematic side effect.
I'll give you a problematic side effect.
Okay. All right. So I'm not going to tell you what it is until it happens. So, or until like it's triggered. So don't worry about it. So yeah, you go invisible. Everything's fine for now. So detective is like taking up behind you. He turns and sees that you've disappeared, and he's like, "All right, cool, awesome. Yeah, that's fucking weird." And then y'all go in. Rose goes up to the front desk, and Jesse's there. And she's like looking through paperwork and looks up. And it's like, "Oh, hey Rose, how are you?" And Rose is like, "Hi, I have hunters here with me. They are not here to hurt anyone. I promise." And then she like lifts up her pinky to Jesse. Jesse goes through several emotions as she states this. So Jesse first says like at Hunter, she's just like, oh fuck. And then looks like she's getting ready to dip out. And then she's like, everything's fine. I promise. And then she stops getting ready to dip out and then like recorrects herself behind the desk and like crosses her fingers, like, you know, kind of braids them, interweaves them. It's like, okay. What can I do for you, hunters? Do you have questions? Do you need
Did
a
you
safe
tell anybody
space?
my name?
What?
Did you tell anybody my name?
No. No. If I was going to take your name, I would use it for something else.
Like,
I don't know, fucking with you, like, like having fun.
I don't know if I believe that, but okay.
You don't even know what I am.
Exactly.
can you lie?
It's hard to.
Okay.
Why are you at like? I'm sorry, Sade's here. Like, why are you asking this question? It's just like it's a good question. It's just like, can you lie? Yeah,
Metaphors are
like,
powerful. It's
yeah, that's true.
a fair question.
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
It is a fair question. But yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, we need a safe space, I guess.
Safe space. Okay. Follow me, and she's gonna like go up to. She's gonna go past y'all to the front door first, and she's gonna lock it. And then she is going to go down the hallway. And she's going to go into the morgue where you see Aster there. He is like going through paperwork and stuff, flipping through. And like all the beds are pushed into that like morgue wall that you normally see. So like no one's there. And he looks kind of like he has a lot more paperwork than he should have is the best way to put it. So like if you looked at the folder from before where he was like marking things for Ezra, it looks like he now has to go through paperwork for some reason, and he's like signing a lot of things and he looks a little frustrated. But as y'all walk into the morgue, he looks up at you and sees you all there. He's like, oh, hey, did someone stop by and kind of put a pause to the autopsy? I'm assuming from wherever y'all come from for investigation purposes. So I got like a whole bunch of paperwork to sign for it now, but hey, here we are. Why is everyone rolling in like an army? What's good? What's happening?
Haven't you heard? We're hunters.
Fuck. Okay. Welcome. Did we do something wrong?
Did you?
I mean, no, not under certain regulations. Like we haven't hurt anyone. Did something happen? I know Willow's missing, but
We're just here to get some answers.
I think we all know there's reason to believe that something here is causing the deaths.
yes, it might be Willow, but I don't think Willow would do something like this.
We don't think they're doing it of their own volition.
Fuck. Okay. What did you want to know? How can we help? We do need to get Willow back. We just thought that it was something else. Like it was
Okay,
just
but
matter
first you'll have to unlock your device.
The shit out of me.
Fuck. Sorry. Okay, Google. Is that what happened? Yep, that's what happened. Cool. Awesome. I'm gonna yeet my phone in a second. Don't mind me. One more time. Scare the shit out of me. Okay, sorry.
I completely
Hmm?
forgot what we just said.
I know I did too. All right, so
I don't think Willow's doing it of their own volition.
thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Yep, I got it.
Like I don't think. Oop,
Oh,
oh. Should we pause, or continue?
I think they're still here, just
Oh,
not
okay,
visible.
just not visible. All right.
Maybe not. The name just disappeared.
Oh, they dropped. Okay, so should we? Yeah, let's go to break. Be back, everyone. All right, everyone. Sorry, technical difficulties there. It's all good. All right, so picking up from where we left off, Hunter's strolling into the coroner's office. A very frazzled Aster is there, like realizing, oh fuck, and does not believe Willow would do this of her own accord. What would y'all like to do from here? Do you want to ask him and or Jesse and Rose anything? Because Rose does have something to give you, but she would like to do that once you all ask your questions, I would say.
Is there any way to reverse Willow's ability?
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
Why don't
Looks
we
at Mo.
start with what are they and y'all?
Oh, okay. Well, Willow's. You've heard of the Headless Horseman before, right?
Sure.
Okay. That's a stupid little story the stupid little man wrote. Acting as if it was like an actual person by spiritual means, like got their head cut off and became a vengeful spirit. The story is actually based off of a fae called Adulahan, and they are known as tormenting fae, death fae, essentially. And Willow is one, but doesn't like to normally do tormenting or death things. They are up to the beck and call of the head of their court normally. Only when the leader of their court tells them to do something, usually when someone breaks a promise or breaks a contract, might send them for tormenting, depending on the nature of what was asked. But Willow liked to be a coroner. Very much likes dissecting the human body is the best way to put it, and does a really good job at it. But that's about it. Wouldn't hurt anyone otherwise.
Who is the head of their court?
I don't know if I'm liberty to tell you who's at the head of our court. You
Are they at least in town, or is that too much?
they don't ever appear unless it's a really big deal. Unless something bad happens.
Does this look familiar? And Meg holds up like the dagger.
Yes. Where'd you get that?
I'm delivering it.
Oh, for the love of God, did you make a deal with her?
Who is her?
She didn't give you her name, then I cannot give you hers.
Is she the head of the court?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
She is more than us by far. She is more than a fae, is the best way to put it. You made a deal with her. He like
That's not
looks at you.
That's not the discussion at hand here.
It is
We're asking the questions. Thank you.
You barged into my safe haven, so
I mean, technically, Rose brought us here.
yes, because apparently you need a safe space. It's our safe space. We can revoke it.
I'm not making threats here.
You give off
The
a
deal
very
is all of
threatening
it.
vibe, though. You like just
That's
like
just-
gestures to all of you.
That's just her role thing.
Okay.
Oh, all of us.
She's a little
Okay,
rough
well.
around the edges.
Yeah. So he's
Just
like,
a
all
little.
right, I can't tell you anything about her unless she gives you that information willingly or you find out another way. But anything else you can ask me, I will gladly provide it for you. That dagger is not meant for you. I'm just letting you know that that is going to hurt you.
What is your opinion of Madison?
Well, Madison is very sweet, very nice. Why? Did something happen to her?
Mo, when you went to the detective's office, you said that she was sitting outside, yes?
Yes.
When in the interaction did you give the detective your name?
When he called me.
And did he ask for it again once you were in the office? Was Madison present? Or
No.
was it in the office? Okay. Never mind.
Madison.
Mhm.
Like our friend here, as Willow's mark.
See him like, oh fuck. Okay. Can I like do a thing? He like gestures to Mo, if consenting wise.
Tell me what it is first.
For fuck's sake. Okay, like just hunters in general, fucking suspicious all the time. I understand why, but chill. And he like walks up to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check your energy, your spiritual energy levels. Is that okay?
Sure.
I'm not going to take anything from you. I can't anyway, unless you offer it. So I'm checking your spiritual energies. Can I do that?
Checking.
Checking, just checking.
All right.
All right. So for a split second, if you remember what he looks like, 1 second. I'm gonna post something for y'all. So he looks like he has brown eyes, if I remember correctly. Like blonde, slicked back hair. Normally has like his mask pulled up, but it's pulled down when y'all enter, and looks like a normal person. Like it's fine. For a split second, like his eyes like get like a very piercing blue, and then you see like a blue energy like appear in front of his hands, and then he's gonna like do like a sweep over you with it. You feel weird, but like you're fine. Like it's just like obviously like it feels like magnetism over your head, if that makes any sense. Like it's a weird, and then like you feel like a sound around your ear too. It feels very much like if you were going through like a metal detector or like have one of those metal detectors that they have at airports and stuff. Exactly. But it sounds like it's in your head and it sounds weird. Thank you for like actually doing it. I appreciate it. It after like a few seconds he stops and he's like, how long have you been doing the hunter thing?
10 years, give or take. Why?
How many people have you saved?
I couldn't tell you.
Lost count?
I more lose count of. I more keep count of the ones that I can't.
Understood. Well, my understanding there is that your spiritual energy is very high. It has a very high count. It's very weighty, is the best way to put it. It could be why you're targeted. One of the reasons, outside of your name being given or like someone got a hold of your name in some capacity. But Madison also has a very high spiritual energy about her, if that makes any sense. I suspect, and she has not told me this, that she could potentially be a witch, but she can keep that to herself if that's what she wants. But she could have spiritual energy because of that, or it could be because she's done a lot of good in her life.
Is there any way to take that energy?
Yeah, by killing you and taking your spirit.
What would you do with it?
I wouldn't do anything with it, but
What could be done with it?
human souls can be used for a lot. So you need to be a little specific on that one.
Can it be used to resurrect someone?
Like he looks back. Theoretically, but you need to know who you're trading for, I guess, or who you're. You would need to know a lot of things if you were going to do something like that. You would need to know who you're trading for, how much spiritual energy they had, and then trade that same amount for them. And you would need to be pretty precise on who it was and where they were. Like if they moved on already, where did they go? Do you have their soul already?
Is there any way of capturing someone's soul when they die?
If you know that they're going to die. Or like if like their spirit's like just roaming around, then you can capture it theoretically that way.
Meg looks at Rose. Was Ben in the accident too? Or was he quick to the scene?
No, it was well between the town and the hospital. It was one of the reasons why he died, because it took a while for people to get to him. Ben wasn't aware until he was in the hospital, and it was too late.
What happens? Is there anything specific that happens to Willow's victims? Or would you know?
What would happen to Willow's victims?
Yes, as a Dullahan.
Oh, right. So the main function of a Dullahan is they can take human souls. It's one of the things that like they're good at. It's just they don't do it for no reason. Like they do it because they personally made a contract with someone, or some of higher authority tells them to. They're warriors. They're fucking terrifying, but like Willow is very kind.
And those that they take?
Well,
I do apologize if this is too much.
It's fine. If Willow's not in a good place, I want to help in any way I can. I want to help in any way I can. But what Dullahans do with souls, it's kind of like you're getting something. You're like how with us, we're Fae. Obviously, if you didn't get that already, we like certain things based off of our nature. Most of us like to collect people's names, usually to fuck with people. It's a lot of fun. It's great. But some people, like tooth fairies, collect teeth. Example, Dullahans like to collect remnants of humans. Whether, depending on its nature, by force or just leftovers. That could be death energy. That could be bones. That could be blood. That's what they like. Normally, if a dual hunt's doing something, it just likes to keep the spirits or souls. But if someone's making them do that, then it could just be a means to an end to gather what they need. Do you know who this is? Do you know who has Willow?
I mean, there's a chance that we know. That, I mean, we're certainly starting to narrow it down.
Okay. If you know, tell us so we can tell our higher court.
Well, I mean, you said it yourself. I'm not immediately putting the blame on anyone because I don't want to, I guess, fuck this up. Let's put it lightly. But if the only people that you think dress like that, as Millie said in your vision, Millie, you said that they dressed nicely to the nines. I mean, if it was either Asta or Ben.
Ben?
Didn't you say?
Like, who are you talking to? Are you talking
Giles.
to
Ben Giles.
So are you telling Aster Adams that you think it's Ben?
I'm sort of saying that, like, of the two, those are the two people that we were told dress like that, and that's sort
of the two people that dress like that, either Aster Adams dresses that way or Ben Giles dresses that way.
Yes.
Yes. So you're asking Sade that. Sorry. Like,
it was like a sort of like non-committal. Like, those are the two people that, like, as Cordelia to
yes,
Rose.
Those are the two. But if you said Ben's name out loud just now, did you?
Yes, I did.
So Aster, like, eyes flare up again. Is like, Ben? It's Ben?
I'm not trying to, I guess, name names, but I would assume our lead at the moment.
So, like, he's like trying to like repress himself a little bit. Like, you can kind of see, again, he looks like a normal human, but for like a split second, you see like his form change a little bit. Like, his ears get a little pointier for a split second. His eyes a little narrower, but then he goes right back to place. It's like, this is a theory, right?
While that's happening, can I try and read him, or?
Yes, you can. It'll be interesting to see if you fail.
That is a 5 on the dice for a total of 8.
Okay, cool. So you get like an impression. He's very mad when you like. It seemed like it suddenly spiked that you said it was Ben. Very, and another like underlying feeling of guilt, like kind of should have known better kind of thing, and then another feeling of I need to do something, like an urge to like wanting to do something about this situation, with this new information you just provided him.
Gotcha. I mean, any of you stop me if this isn't who we think it is, and I mean, we haven't talked to him personally, but
Seems like there's history there.
Clearly.
Between you and Ben.
Well, yeah, he renounced our his patron, our court leader.
You know why?
I have a guess. And Rose kind of steps in, like, she didn't give him what he wanted, which was getting Jack back.
And is that why his body's missing and possibly a death phase being manipulated? Everything seems to be coming together, I assume.
So it is Ben, is what I'm hearing.
Potentially. Would Ben need any other phase help to get Jack back, or is this something he could do on his own?
Theoretically, Ben is trying to like keep it like under wraps. Theoretically, he does not need any other Fae. If he just needed energy, he needs to do it at the right time and have the right magic, I guess. But he renounced his patron, so if he's with another patron, it's a different story. But he would need enough magic to do that. And then have Jack's soul and have enough energy to trade for it. Yes.
Like another soul.
More than just one. It depends on how much Jack's was worth. It's not just one for one with the other side. It's more than that. Yes.
And you said Jack was a doctor. I mean, obviously, we saw the grave.
Yeah, Jack's a doctor. Really good one.
Therefore, saving lives was his profession, so we can only assume it's going to be quite the toll.
Yep. He would need enough. And if he's killed all these people, and he's like thinking about it now that all this information has been brought to him, he's thinking about every person that's passed away in the last 3 weeks. Not sure if that would be enough, but if that's what he's looking for, yes.
I mean, the graveyard's practically empty, so you can't have a small amount.
So I'm feeling a little saucy.
Go for the
This
sauciness.
is coming out of nowhere. I would like to use tune in, like with all this new information.
Tune in. Okay.
Yes.
On who? Or do you want to tune in on everyone?
Oh no, it says you can tune your mind to a monster and mini. I want to see if well, I should ask first. Can Millie tune into Willow?
Hold on. I'm gonna look at the map. One second. Yes, you can.
Cool. Oh boy. Big money, no whammies.
Let go.
A 10.
Oh, awesome. Okay, you had me worried.
It was a little scary. It was
All
a
right.
bit.
So you got a 10. So you hold 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And also technically you can count this as you magical tracking the way that Ezra had stated it. So it's helping with tuning that for you as well.
Okay. Who does it regard as the biggest threat?
You.
Okay, you as in Millie or like
Millie. You.
Okay. Who is it going to attack next?
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. It is divided on who to attack next.
Okay.
It would like to attack Rose. And if not Rose, then Mo. And if not Mo, then Madison. Yeah. That's its
Gotcha.
level of priority is how you feel.
And then what is it planning to do right now?
It's gearing up to attack someone soon. But it's looking for the right time.
Dandy. Great. And as quickly as Millie goes into this haze, they're right out of it, and they look directly at Mo. It's already planning to move. Willow. You, Rose, Madison. It's coming.
Oh, already. Why the urgency? Rose says, like, I don't understand any of this. I guess like it depends on the right time, right? If this is a magic thing. Anyone who's magically inclined can roll sharp for me if they want to. I'm sorry, Mo.
Do I count as magically inclined?
Yes, you do technically
Okay.
count. I will give you a -1 on that one just because.
Okay. I wasn't sure since I do no Fae stuff apparently right now.
6.
13.
9.
Okay, so Millie and Meg, you know that like certain times of night are really good at doing rituals and spells. You're not sure what time. Well, Meg, you're not sure when is the best time. You just know that it's some shit having to do with phases of the moon and shit. You've read about it a little bit, stars and galaxies, but you kind of like lost trail of thought on that one because you don't do rituals. That's not your shit right now. Millie, you know that it is a new moon tonight, and you like a lot of people think full moon, but it is heavily dependent on what you're trying to do. New moon is like usually reinvigorating, starting anew, starting afresh. This would be a perfect time to revive someone from the dead. This is also a very powerful moon, probably. You don't remember which one it is, though, but it could be because this is the right time, essentially. And that's probably why there's a certain urgency for Willow to get the most powerful high energy amount at the moment. They're not complete yet.
No, of course, that gets relayed. So that's what we have, the new moon.
I might be able to get us something else. And so out of her bag, Megan pulls this stone that none of y'all have seen before. And Megan's got all sorts of goodies. And she summons the imp that is bound to it and asks it to it to look and see what Ben's up to and like spy on Ben and bring back information.
How does this look? How does this imp look? Or did you want me to take over that one?
You could take over that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so you take out the stone. Everyone's looking at you like, what the fuck? Damien is just like beside himself. He's lost, like entirely lost. Poor man. Take out the stone. You kind of like whisper to it, and then you all see like this gaseous form come out of it. It's not quite ghost like. It might look like a ghost to someone that might not know what a ghost looks like, i.e. Cordelia's right there. Granted, I don't know if Cordelia is still invisible, but oh, I forgot to tell you what your after effect was because you were talking and stuff like that to people. You were talking and it just sounded like your voice was reverberating around the room and you were freaking out Damien the entire time, but a lot of stuff was going on. Go back to it. So this smoky entity is like roiling up, and you ask it to find out what Ben's doing, and then it like starts to like evaporate into air. But you have a feeling, and anyone that might have some magical inclination, that it's still there and it's traveling between the creases and the spaces between every crevice that it can as it scurries off, probably going to the funeral home. Yeah, you did that. It's freaky as fuck. But
When exactly were you going to tell us you had that?
Never came up. And it
I am
wasn't
so proud of you.
relevant.
Don't encourage
Really?
this.
Really?
This one wasn't associated with a deal. I just found this. So it didn't seem important.
All the better.
It's like you found that dagger, right?
That was a
Like,
deal.
I bet it's the deal, but I'm assuming that you need to give that to her at some point.
I intend to have a try and have a conversation with her as we're leaving or when we leave.
It sounds like she's calling you right now. He looks into the, like, gestures his jaw towards the bathroom.
Oh, well, I guess I'm doing this now then.
Like, you, as he says that, you feel that same, like, pull, but it's more insistent. And actually, you feel yourself, like, get tugged back a little bit. Kind of indicative that she's kind of pissed.
So she hands the stone to whoever's closest to her. We'll say Millie. Or, yeah. And, like, here. And Meg walks out.
All right. We're going to divide up a little bit. So I'm going to go do Meg first. And then we're going to go to y'all. And there's going to be a scene there. And then we'll see how long that takes. And then it might be break time. We'll see. All right. So, Meg, you feel that tug going towards the bathroom, the only place that has a reflective surface. Mirror. You walk in. Same thing. Different mirror this time. It seems like she doesn't, like, she likes to hop between mirrors if there's multiple mirror options.
Meg has the dagger out. Like.
Yes. So you go up to it and you see Elle there. She looks regally pissed off. Like, she's just like obviously just like, but like trying to repress the rage, but she's doing a really good job. So when were you going to give me my dagger? Exactly?
It seemed like it could still be useful, especially in the course of trying to find Willow, which was the
Yes.
task you gave me.
It's not
Turns
meant
out
for you. It is not meant for you. It could
saved
kill
our
you,
life. It saved our lives. From Willow, might I add.
but it could kill you.
So could Willow, it seems.
Definitely, that is their directive. That is what they do, if they so will it.
So I will give this to you. And like, I'm done messing with things with this. But I will also say that it does seem like it has potential to help us right now.
Yes, it has the potential to help you. It is a dagger that is designed to turn into whatever its wielder needs at the moment to fight whatever it's fighting. It's great for supernatural fighting, not usually mundane fighting. Good luck for you to have used it at the right time. I felt that. I was just waiting for you to just reach out to me and give it to me. But it never happened.
Gonna give it up.
If you promise to give it to me, if you promise to give it to me after this whole ordeal, I will look at the other way and not see this as a grand failure. But
Is that a promise?
yes, it is a promise. You're learning. That's nice. Did you figure out what I was yet? And she like smiles and it's really sharp.
Yes, Your Highness, I guess.
I guess close.
Is there another title that I should use?
I will give you one other title. You could do your own research. I'm in books. You can find me. I'm a lady of the lake, dear.
Got it. Does that ring any bells for Meg?
Yes. Yes. First thing that immediately popped into your head is Excalibur.
Yep.
The person that made that for Arthur.
Yep. I didn't know if there was anything else in this world. Like, typically when you think Excalibur, you don't think Lady of the Lake as being, like, terrifying. At least in the legends I've heard.
I've heard well, we can talk about that later, but like
Yeah.
it's very neutral on that one.
Okay.
So like she's
Okay.
like, I'm a lady of the lake, dear.
Okay. Well then, I will give it to you as soon as Willow is returned to Rose.
Yes.
I
Be
believe that's
sure
technically
not
the
to
deal.
die when using it.
I mean, I will certainly try. I don't intend to die soon, but I guess we'll find out.
Sure. Sure. Take care and don't perish, I guess. You have any other questions for me as you go down your escapades? Do you know anything of what happened to Willow at this time? Anything
You
at all?
know why we think it's Ben, first of all.
Okay. Give me a second. So you see she just stares at you. She looks fine, but you see like the edges of that mirror start to expand and kind of break at the edges just a little bit. Just a little. Then who?
Wiles, is that his last name? Giles?
Yes, guys.
Giles. I was close. Ben Giles. Seems like you knew each other. Sort of.
Benjamin Giles. Yes. Knew him. I gave him my gifts. He returned favor, of course, but he wanted more. And I
Your
couldn't
gifts
give.
are pretty nice.
I bet they are. I bet they are. But he was asking for something impossible, which is bringing back the dead. It's impossible for me once they're gone. I can only bring back anyone that makes a deal with me in regards to that. It's a very specific thing. I can only do so much.
Could he bring back the dead on his own? Or would he
Yes, he
need
could.
help?
If he had a patron of some sort. Not me.
You know anyone else who's working in town?
Doesn't necessarily have to be someone in the vicinity.
I mean, I don't know if you can like sense each other's powers or minions or whatever.
We sense everyone's energy everywhere. Like I don't need to be in a place. Whenever someone's active, there has been a lot of activity in terms of magic of the deep recently. But I know nothing of that. I just assumed that was your friend.
Oh,
What was
which
what was their name again? Mildred.
interesting. I wasn't privy to that.
I mean,
I guess I'll have to ask her if it's her or if it's Ben.
there's a lot of you seem to be just going through life not knowing things. It makes me very concerned for your safety.
I mean, generally I'm not hired to know things.
Yes, your friend has abilities of the deep. That means a lot of things. There's a lot of entities of the deep. But I assumed it was them. It could be other things at work.
I'll have to ask. Maybe their entity has additional guidance on who's been active in the area.
Okay. Ben. Okay.
I would
Thank you.
ask for advice on how to deal with him, but he does seem human after all.
Very mortal, indeed. Very smart in the magic department. Very much like your unfortunate lost friend.
Lost but not forgotten.
Lost but not gone. she says.
See, you can't say things like that.
And then she
expect
like
people-
swipes the mirror like as she's saying that.
Okay. Meg walks out.
Like, cool, awesome. All right, while that's happening, I'm gonna like get back to you, Meg. Y'all are so Cordelia, Mo, and Millie. That was concerning, seeing your friend being kind of tugged, slightly also walking while being tugged into the bathroom. Aster, it's like, what is up with mortals and always being in over their head all the time? Is that like whenever magic and supernatural comes about, you're level-headed, right, Mo? Like that's your thing. Okay, like, yeah, okay. Imp Stone, just carrying that around. All right, anyway. Y'all came here for a safe space, right? Probably to make sure that Willow doesn't come in. I wouldn't say it stops Willow for coming in. It does let us know, and they're barred for a certain amount of time. But we'll let you know, and Jesse will let you know as well, because I would say Jesse left already to go back to the front area, that barriers are being breached, if that makes any sense. And then Rose like speaks up. It's like, yeah, I had wanted to talk to y'all. It's very important. So I okay. Well, first of all, I'm obviously not human. I'm a banshee. Pleasure to meet you. Grieving is my thing. It's resounding and all encompassing and intense. Sorry, I just read that. Yes. But it's all encompassing, and I feel what other people are feeling, and I feel the love, the grief that everyone is feeling here for your lost friend. What happened with, I was there when he was not taken, when he was severed, essentially. I tried to get there in time, but I could not. He was lucky enough to have a gold chain there to stop from specific things happening. From Willow taking him, it interfered, but they would have still found a way to get him. I was there. I chased her away long enough to help him escape and keep him safe. And she lifts her wrist, and you see like there's like a beaded, like a beaded bracelet. Looks like a nice white bracelet. Goes with her outfit. And y'all have seen the sigils in like Ezra's notebook, but so you can see like there's a couple of those, like there's like an inscription on each bead at some point. So it's one, and then like you can kind of make out one of those beads is lightly glowing, just a little bit. You might not have been able to see that in the sun or anything like that, but it's actively like glowing, kind of like ebbing, like breathing is the best way to put it. It's like, so he wanted to keep you safe by not going anywhere near you. And now that we're kind of safe, or as safe as we can be, he wanted to talk with you. You're muted. Yeah.
Wait, what?
They didn't get him. They weren't able to get him. I had a feeling that if they did, then they would have everything they needed.
So, hypothetically, I'm sorry, if possible, what happens if that bead shatters? Would that make him a ghost like Cordelia, or
Yes,
would this just
it would make him a ghost like Cordelia.
then what? Above game. Then why don't we break the bead?
The thing is that as soon as he's released, it would become a beacon for Willow. That's why I wanted to get somewhere safe. Like Mo is a beacon for Willow as well. That's why he's in the beat. Shatter it, and it's like two large, like blaring signs saying, "I'm here. Come get me. Come reap me." So, did you? We don't have a lot of time. So, did you want to see? And he might be able to tell you what you might need. It sounds like you all know what to do next. I can keep him safe for you until then, or you can. He misses y'all.
I mean, as much as I want to, I do think it's best that we deal with everything first, and then, yeah. If that's okay with you, they're sort of like speaking to the beat.
You, Melly, your sight activates for a moment, and you see Ezra's eyes again through hers. They look very sad, but also very proud. And you get a feeling of, I know, kick their ass.
And they nod.
And goes away.
Okay.
With that, let me just say something. I would say we can go to break. Yeah. All right. Break time. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Ended on quite a slightly emotional cliffhanger there, which apparently is what I'm known for, and I am not sorry about it. So, Meg, you come back in. You're like, what did I miss? Do you all fill Megan on that information that Ezra's in the bead?
Meg will also tell them that like Elle says that there's some magic of the deep energy in the area. So it could relate to a potential patron, or it could be something else.
Unless there's anything else you want to say, or anyone wants to react to that. Mo, your phone rings. It went to hand gestures. It's not your Bluetooth anymore. No, you're fine. It's cool. Like I just like love the tap every time. Mo, hey, I have information for you based off of the information that you provided for me in regards to the entity that you are hunting. I have a couple of options that it could potentially be. If you're willing to listen or give me some clarification to narrow those down. Oh, cool, awesome. I would have loved to know that. I was deep in books. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. All right, that's okay. What is it then? Duan. That is one of the options I had. Okay, that is so weakness to gold. Uses fear to torment. And shadow manipulation there. They can remove their heads. So that's extremely jarring, just letting you know that. Mhm. Capture one. No, not really. I mean, you can do the way to capture would have been a fade trap, which takes a little bit of time, but it's already in one. Technically, you would have to break the holds somehow that it has on that fey. So that would be finding the person that laid it, and either taking control back from it and breaking it yourself, or telling them to break it. Either way, there's usually like a contraption, like an object of focus it's tied to make sure that happens. If that makes any sense. Who else? I'm reading about this entity. It can mark people for death. I only know. Is anyone else marked for death? No. Yeah. Who exactly? Hmm. Okay. She's safe. What? You hear like silence on the other end of the phone for like a too long amount of time, like just a little too long. Yeah, like uh, are you okay? If you are in range of this entity, it might not be. You haven't felt unnecessary amounts of fear lately, right? You aren't like unknowingly scared of things, random corners, shadows, anything like that. Roll keep you cool for me. We'll see. Did I use the right term? I feel like I used a monster heart term just now. Hold on. Act under pressure.
We all knew what you meant.
I know. That's why I was like, yay, I'm glad. But also I'm like, wait, I've done this before. That is incorrect. So cool. Okay, so I'm going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay based off of you mixed success. So it's fine. Nothing like it's nothing that you have to make a hard choice of. I'm just gonna like let you know what happens. So once he says that, like, are you sure it's not? It might be worse. The coroner's office is like it looks fine, but it just seems like the corners of them like are a little too dark, and it just feels like those shadows are moving for you, like roiling, bubbling, just right outside of your periphery. But when you look, it just looks like a normal corner. Keep in mind, if anyone were to look at the same corner, there's nothing there. It's fine. Like there's no magic energy in here. You're fine. You're seeing that. It feels weird.
On second thought, maybe you got a point there.
Why? You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I just, you know me, cool as cucumber.
Okay. Oh, 1 second. Do we want to go to break if no one can be heard?
Oh no, can you not hear me again?
Okay, never mind. We're all fine. Sorry, everyone. Technical issues. All right. So, back to Theo. Theo's just like, okay, oh, right. You need to be very careful. Oh, like it. You said it knows your name, right?
Yeah, but I mean, only my name, not my birth name.
It's Faye. It doesn't need your whole name. It just needs your name that you use on a regular basis, the thing you identify with the most.
Oh. Well, yeah, in that case, yeah. It knows my name.
Did it call your name?
Yeah.
Did it? Fuck. Did you have an out of body experience?
I guess you can call it that.
Silence again. It's just like, should you sit this one out?
Absolutely not.
I know you're more responsible than Megan and Millie and Cordelia, and I would.
Thank you for recognizing that. Yes.
Very much more, but just be careful, okay?
I'm always careful.
Okay. Gold works, iron works.
Mm-hmm.
There is a herb that could also work with disrupting abilities. St. John's works with stopping magical interference with Fae. It's a yellow flower. Okay. Let me know if you need anything else or if I need to send another cell over there.
I believe we can handle it.
No.
We know what we're doing.
Okay. Fine. Be safe. For the love of God, please.
Always.
Okay. And he hangs up.
Worry wart.
All right. So, y'all know what the entity is. You probably have an idea of what's going on. What do you want to do? What is your
Did we
next
get
steps?
any information on how to break a Fey trap? Like,
Yeah, you did. It would be, I can repeat it. It is you would have to go to who made it. Either take control away from them. So they either have an item of focus that they use to connect with the trap. So it would be like an amulet, a chain, an item that they're like, this is what I'm using to keep it not focused on me. This is what I use to connect to it, essentially. Or, it is like just high grade magic and you just need to magic force it away from them. So it would be someone with magic abilities of some sort to take control back, essentially. Yeah, so that is how the main way you would do it. Obviously, the other way is to kill the person that is controlling the the Doulahan. Those are two options. Or you can kill the Doulahan, but I don't know if anyone wants to do that.
has the imp come back yet? Or
What did you ask them to do again? You sent it off.
ask them to spy on Ben and like tell me what he was doing.
Okay. For this purpose, yes, I would say that it's coming back. It flows in through those crevices, those door entrances, enters into the morgue, and comes back and kind of sits. You pull out the stone, it kind of floats above your palm of your hand where the stone is. Did you want me to wait 1 second? I'm like trying to think if I should like talk in imp voice or not, but I won't. So I will say that it whispers into your head those knowledge points a little bit. And it tells you that he's in that area where it reeks of death. It reeks of sorrow and sadness. He seems to be reading a lot of things about magic. Dark, dark magic. He's scrambling. And there is another being there. A dark being of shadows.
That being attached to any particular object that you could see?
I think it's attached to something on his arms or hands. I can sense that. But I didn't see.
Thank you. Done good.
You're welcome, mistress. And then floats right back down into the stone. Creepy as all fuck.
Seems like he's in the funeral home, and the foci could potentially be something on his arm or his wrist. Oh, Willow is there as well.
Willow is right down the street this entire time, Master says. Damien probably also like steps to that too.
I mean, not in her typical form.
We checked there. She wasn't there before. But magic, right? Or fey stuff.
She is literally a monster of shadows.
That could mean a lot of things. Like Damien says. Like, does that mean that she can turn into shadows? Is that a thing? Pastor like lifts his hands like, I mean, like she can't turn into shadows, but you can like blend into shadows. Like, she could have just been behind you with a scythe the entire time when you were like looking out and you wouldn't have known. Damon doesn't look good about that. Does not feel great about that either. So yeah, what are y'all planning to do? What would you like to do now that you have that little bit of information from your imp?
We got a couple of options. We can go to the funeral home, but we got to stock up on stuff first. We don't want to hurt Willow, but they clearly want to hurt us. So we have to figure out a way to free them first. And then we can deal with Ben, Giles, Olsen.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say that Madison's shop, I mean, is there any chance that we could find that herb?
Probably.
Yeah.
I also asked Keisha to look into gold rounds. Apparently iron also works.
All right. I will say, if you can like actually roll. I'm trying to figure out if I should roll it or if you should roll it because like you asked Keisha to do it for you. I will roll actually. Give me 1 second. To see if you can get that real quick. Or if you want, you know what? Actually, both of us can roll, and let's see what we get.
I got a 5.
Mark XP.
I got a 7. So I would say, as you say that, you're like, oh, like I heard I was gonna get like gold round or something. You're a knock on the door from the morgue, and you hear, like Jesse walks in. It's like, oh, someone left this on the desk, and it's like a box. It was like I literally just went to the bathroom and came back, and it was there. I don't know how it happened, but it has your name on it, Mo, and like gives it to you.
They really just be spreading my name around.
So on the box it says your full name. Mariah Mo Joe Jackson. And then like a note under it says like couldn't find gold rounds, but here are iron rounds. Sorry, like essentially in a frowny face. To like, and then no name whatsoever on who gave you that. You just know it came from the Arcane Corps, but this is what they do. They just drop shit off.
Yep.
So you got iron rounds.
Nice.
I would say that it's for your 22. I believe you have a 22, right?
My 20.
Yeah, it was for your 22.
My 9 mil.
And one other person's weapon, I would say, can have it. So whoever wants to use whatever other weapon of like firearm style wise, you can tell me which one y'all would like that to apply to.
Does anyone else have firearms?
I think Millie does.
I have a
Yeah,
sniper
no.
rifle. Oh, okay.
I just wanted to give it to one other person. That's all.
Yeah, no worries.
You can have it, Millie, since I have the sword.
Hella. How about the shotgun then?
Shotgun iron rounds. Let's go. Yeah. So all right, cool. So let me just check something. So I guess I could let you know whenever you start fighting, but like that does give a buff. Essentially, it's not as like buffed up as like if it would be with gold, but it does help a lot to disrupt. So you are all going to the flower shop. Or are you going to pick Madison up first?
Real quick, could I ask Asta, this might be a silly question, but what my spiritual vibe is?
Oh, yeah, sure, if you want me to. Same thing. Eyes light up, that brilliant blue again, that aura like appears over your hands. He like waves over you. Um, well, you've done a lot. How long? How that's a rude question to ask. Age. You've done a lot. You're
I figured. I just thought I'd ask.
you potentially have a very high energy frequency. It would have to match what they're looking for, but because sometimes they're particular, people can be particular about what energy they're looking for, but it is very high. It's a bit of a mixed bag though, so some good, interesting amount of bad, but mixed, very much mixed, I would say. So it depends on if that's what they're looking for, I would say.
Very well. Thank you.
Unfortunately, actually, I'll give you one other tip. Since you are not attached to a mortal vessel, they could just, and he stares at you for a moment and like double thinks if he wants to tell you this. He's like, Willow could technically strip the parts that they need from you if it came down to that. I'm not going to go into detail what that is or what that means, but I would say be very careful. Okay.
Very well.
And we have his name. So if you don't take care of him, we will.
We'll take care of him. Yes.
Okay. All right. So plans. I'm gonna pick up Madison, and then go to the. Are you bringing? Gosh, y'all are bringing like an entourage with you. Are you gonna also bring Keisha? Like, or
We
you
could
want
use
Keisha to-
another. We could use another hunter. I mean,
Okay. So, y'all are rolling deep. All right. So I'll just say that like if that's how you want it to go, I could just like let you know to go in that direction, unless you want to talk on the drive to do all the things. So like I won't say, oh, the drive to the cabin, drive to the like on the drive. Do you want to talk to either of them while you're doing this?
we'll fill him in.
Mm-hmm. Any questions for Madison?
Megan has a question for Millie. So, like, Megan gave up her shotgun seat to sit next to Millie. Elle says that you're potentially involved with an entity of the deep. Not one to tell you not to, but be careful.
I mean, that's a little ironic given recent revelations, don't you think?
I mean, that's why I'm saying I'm not one to tell you to not do it, because I did it, but I still care about you and want you to be careful.
I'll be fine. I appreciate it. I guess if the fact that you're showing concern, I appreciate it.
I know that we haven't been as close as we once were, but if you need anything, let me know.
Of course. Thanks.
Anything else anyone wants to do on the way? Nope. Alrighty. So you pick up Madison, who's still in her hoodie and sweatpants. She is terrified, like coming out the building and picking her up. But Keisha comes out also ready to go. I would say that the cop, like I would say that like Detective Damien will offer seats to them because there's not any other room for y'all. But y'all are rolling in. And you head to you head to Madison's shop and also her house because it's like a business, like her house is her business kind of situation. So like she's like, okay, what did you want? What did you need exactly?
St. John's Wort.
St. John's Wort. Yeah. Okay. Like she's like, that's usually used for like treating like depression normally sometimes for people.
Yeah, I know.
But and she like goes through. She like, do you need it like in a pill form or do you need the actual flower?
If you got the flower.
Okay. She's going to like go to like so like she goes to the back area. There's like a greenhouse. There's like lines of different flowers and stuff like that. Millie, roll investigate a mystery for me. Yeah, I'm singling you out. It's fine.
That's an 8.
All right, so an 8. On an 8, you get 1 hold. So I'm going to say that when you're stepping outside, I'll let you know like why I let you in a second. there are like these flowered bushes of I forgot what kind of flower it is. Like it's a flowering a flower bush that like gets really big in some ways, and it's a very beautiful, vibrant purplish blue color. And it almost seems to like overtake the sides of the house, but it seems to be trimmed down just fine. That's what you notice. What question would you like to ask?
What is being concealed here? I guess.
Like how you asked it. It's just like, just yeah. So you notice that there's a weird energy coming off of those flowers. It's not the flowers you're looking for, mind you. Like it's obviously not the flowers you're looking for. But while she's looking through to find like a fresh batch of these, like St. John's worts for you that are fully blooming, one thing you notice is that for the time of year, because I'm going to say it's like early fall, like almost to mid fall, you should not be blooming like this. One. Two, those flowers or like those, like it looks like they're moving, not in a natural way when you start noticing them. So it looks like the heads of those flowers, because they're very bulbous flowers, seem to like sway with you as if watching you as you walk by, Lily.
Well, that's not spicy. They're gonna take a couple of blooms. Just
You're gonna try to take a couple of blooms from this thing?
Mhm.
Okay. Roll kick some ass for me. I did not expect you to do that.
Oh boy. A 9. My goodness.
Okay. So you try to do that. You try to take a bloom. And suddenly, like from the way that this bush looks, it looks like there's a lot that could be concealed inside of it, is the best way to put it. It looks like the branches as well as vines shoot out and like slap your hand away. And you're going to take 1 damage.
Okay. Ow. And I'm gonna put that 1 up here. Cool. That totally didn't happen.
And it takes a skittering, it makes a skittering sound. It pulls back in. And I would say that like Madison definitely heard that and turns around and is like, what did you just do?
Nothing.
She just like
Nothing.
glares at you and it's just like, okay, don't touch those. I think is all she says, and then like goes back to picking a flower for y'all. So she finds it.
I hate to do
And
this.
go ahead and go.
You said not to take it. Megan's gonna want to take one.
Did you? Okay. Yes, fine. Roll to kick some ass.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
My damn kids.
That is a 9 as well.
Okay, so you try to reach. I'm assuming you saw Millie do this. Like, did you see this? So you saw Millie, like the fuck, and you're like, ooh, oh, okay. And then you also try to be quicker this time. Like, ooh, I got thief hands. I can like just like, right. It like, did you not learn? And it literally like whips out, and then instead of like just smacking your hand away, it like wraps around your wrist and like holds tight really hard. And it's gonna hold down. It's not gonna like, it's gonna give you 1 damage too, but it's keeping you in place so that like it's a lot like, hey, look what I got, and like lifts, like pushes your hand forward to like wave your hand.
Megan like threatens it with the blade. Easy.
Okay, I'm not gonna do anything else to you. Like I was just like, if you keep on threatening it, it's still gonna keep doing things. Is what I'm not getting you vibe of. As Madison's like carefully clipping one of the flowers, she hears your hand like shifting around. A lot of movements happening. She's like, "What are you doing? Stop! Leave it alone!"
What are y'all doing?
She said
She
not
said don't
to.
touch the flowers. Yeah, exactly. That
Exactly.
means do not. Oh god.
Leave her alone, okay? She's just vibing. Just leave her alone. Are you gonna leave her alone, please?
Yes, ma'am.
When you say yes, ma'am, the vines reluctantly release from your wrist. Like just giving one good squeeze of like you better fucking not, and then just like letting go. And then withdraw, making that weird skittering noise to go back to place. I know you have questions, but like I'm scared as fuck right now. um, so ask later. And then like she clips them. And then as she's doing that, you can see that like that white behind her ear is like starting to spread down the back of her neck as well. So it's starting to become more obvious versus like just a streak of white. And she's gonna give you, I would say each of you like 2 flowers. So it gives you each 2 of these flowers. Probably like in some form of containment. So let's say a plastic bag or a small tin, either way. Like, not sure why you need it, but if it helps, then by all means.
Thanks.
Okay.
And I'm
I'm
sorry about them. They're usually much better behaved. One of them is usually much better behaved.
Which one?
You know, it depends on the day.
Okay. Well, it's if I had just gotten gold, you have my gold chain, looks at Millie, like, give it to me when you're done. I'm just gonna go back to the cabin because that seems to be safer anyway, but they could have taken care of whatever. And like points to like the bushes. And this is not the only bush. There's like this bush on one side of the house, and there's another bush that's equally as big on the other side of the house. Rhododendron, there we go. I was trying to figure out what the goddamn like bush was. I was just like, I looked it up. Rhododendron bushes that grow massively to a point where it makes you wonder what's living in there. What's inside of that bush? Because it can grow to the size of a height of the house as well. So yeah, I thought it would be safe, but if I don't have gold, then there's nothing I can do about it. But if it helps you, it helps you. Can I go back to the cabin now, please? Okay. Anything else y'all want to do or ask? All right, cool. So I'm gonna say you do that. You travel back to the cabin. You drop her off. Do you want Keisha to stay with her, or do you want Keisha to stay with you? I'm gonna say it doesn't matter because y'all are getting ready to like do the damn thing. So like, if whatever y'all want to do, y'all have a couple of people with you. I think, right?
We
like
leave Damien with her.
Leave Damien with her.
I'm asking. I don't know if that's what we want to do.
I mean, we can.
I don't know if I want to put Keisha also in danger. I mean,
I'm a hunter, though. This is what I do too.
No, but
it might be smart to leave Keisha and Damien here, just in case we fail.
Like Damien's like, okay, I don't know anything about this stuff, so yes, you're right, but like, what happens if I don't want to think about y'all failing? Like, it seems like you know what you're talking about, but if you fail, what then? Do more people come out?
If we fail, go talk to the others. The ones who we spoke with earlier. The morgue, Aster, Rose. They should know what to do.
And Keisha can call someone else in if need be.
Okay. So, fine. Call me whenever, if you need backup. Or if it's all done. Either way. Like, I'm assuming Keisha can tell me about how to fucking fight these things if I need to. Like y'all had special bullets just dropped out of the goddamn sky, it seems like. So like I'm assuming that that could help in some way too. But we'll be standing for your call, I guess. We'll keep an eye on Madison. Okay. And I must like did anyone else want to say anything? Cut anyone off, right? So I would say that like yes, you drop off Keisha, Madison, and Detective Lucas at the cabin. It's still panic roomed up, so they will be safe, unless something specific happens. But let's hope it doesn't. I think y'all are good. Y'all are heading now. You have iron bullets. You have the flower. You have St. John's wort, and you got gold chain. You got information on what's going on. How are you, as you pull up to the funeral home, how are you doing this? What's going to happen? What's the plan?
I kind of have a ridiculous question.
Go for it. I love ridiculous questions. They're amazing.
Is there any way I can combine my share of the St. John's words into the bullets?
I mean, that's a great idea.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about guns. I don't know what's possible.
If you do, you would have to magically infuse them.
Golly, you get magic.
I am also able to enchant things.
So I will say if you both want to focus fire on doing that together, you can infuse everyone's bullets with St. John's wort. So I would say, what would that be? That would be...
Use magic, right?
Yeah,
use magic. I'm just like trying to figure out what effect that would be.
You can enchant things. I think that's probably what it is.
That's true. Like, so you can enchant.
Yeah.
It would just be a little different with the enchantment than it says. Like, I would like give you something else.
You get like the buff instead of the.
It would be the buff that I have applied to that herb. So it would be. So both roll. Use magic. Tell me what you get.
Oh well, shit.
I got an 8.
I'm 5.
Did you want to use luck on that? Or not? Because either way, like, yeah, I would say like if you want, you can use luck. It's entirely up to you.
Nah, I won't use luck.
Okay. And what did you get, Lily?
I got an 8.
Okay, so you have a side effect for you.
I'll take 1 harm.
How much harm do you have? You have 2. You just took 2 harm now.
Oh, I took 1 earlier and 1 now. So that's
just
2.
When you, like that's 2, right? Like so you have 2 harm. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Fine. Like coming in with 2 harm already.
I mean, I also have 2 harm already, so.
From and you knew better. That's the thing. Like it's like you touched a plant.
Meg would have done it. Like
I know Meg would have done it. Like that's how I was just like, all right, here we go. So Meg, when you try to enchant like your portion of St. John's wort into your bullets, all the St. John worts gets destroyed that you have. So you lose both flowers. Just because there's a massive like whiplash if you fail magic rolls, unfortunately. So I apologize in advance. Millie, you were able to infuse your bullets just fine. And I would say one other person's, so I'm going to say Mo, that has the iron bullets in her 22 with
Can you actually put them in the sniper rifle bullets?
Sure, yes. Let's put in the sniper rifle. So you have like, okay, I see what you're doing. Like you I like that. Get it. So sniper has it, and then you also have iron bullets on your 22. That's awesome. With that, so what it's gonna do, like get +1 harm to those weapons that you're applying it to. And on top of that, it's going to be able to disrupt magic abilities having to do with the Dullahan. So whenever you hit it with it, it's going to essentially be debuffed for a short amount of time from doing certain things. So it will stop them from doing certain moves, magic moves is the best way to put it. Which ones those are, you have no idea. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Other than that, yeah, you got those ready. You're probably in the car, like doing that whole montage of like getting strapped up, magicking it up. Anything else y'all want to do as you park into the parking lot of the funeral home, waiting and figuring out what to do?
I got a plan. So I think Cordelia, Megan, y'all go into the funeral home and try to figure out if you can sever the lure, the trap off this man. Me and Millie, we're gonna distract Will out here.
Can we give Cordelia the gold chain so she has something to defend herself with?
Can I take it? I mean,
Sure. And they unravel it from their wrist and give it to Cordelia.
It works just fine. Yep, you can hold it.
Okay. And you said that you saw Willow with Ben in some sort of study.
You
Did
don't.
the imp-
No, the imp had said specifically yes that the entity's there. Like it sensed Willow there. Willow's definitely there, but was not able to see them.
Was it clear it was the study? I don't remember if
I mean,
that
they were
was
I
clear
didn't
or
give
not.
a I didn't give a
Okay.
specific. I just said like there's a back room where I said like the whole area smells of like it's like of
Yeah.
death and
Yeah.
of grieving. There's a back room where the bodies are prepared. Is probably what he was talking about, but I didn't give full description of. But that's what I was picturing in my head, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah. No.
so yeah, that's it.
I heard books. I assumed.
Oh, you're fine. You're totally fine.
So that's the plan.
More or less.
All right. So who's going in first? Okay, so you're going in, and Cordelia, you're going in invisible.
Yes.
All right, roll to go invisible then.
That is a 6, 8, 11.
Okay, so I will say, if y'all are just gonna go enter the front door like a normally, like, oh yeah, I'm just looking at stuff. Don't mind me. I'm just curious about your funeral home, even though I don't have like, you know what, you do whatever ruse you want to do.
Yep. Very Ezra.
That's fair. Gosh. Okay. Sorry, it like winded me, and I already knew that.
This is your fault, Sade. This is your
It's my
fault.
own fault. I hurt me. I did this to me. So you're gonna go in. Mo, how are you? Your presence here is technically enough to bring it out, but you're not sure when, how, or like how it's gonna come out or when it'll come about. But if you're alone, maybe, or like you're not paying attention, or you're out in the open of the parking lot, I'm gonna say this place.
Yeah, I'll be out in the open. I'll probably drive the SUV off just a little ways, and I don't know where Millie wants to be, but I'll just post up on one end of the hood and just kind of like have my sniper rifle at the ready.
Okay. Millie, where do you want to be? Do you want to like hide in the car and kind of like keep an eye out inside, or do you want to go somewhere else?
They'll stick with Mo.
Okay.
So, you're gonna sit on the roof of the van. Be a little cool for a second.
All right, so I'm gonna follow. Megan and Cordelia first, and then we'll go to y'all. All right, so
Quick question.
go ahead.
The room in the back, would we know where it is?
I would say that when you enter, like there's gonna I'll map it out for you, but essentially like there's like different like hall like different it's very house looking, like it looks like a nice big grand house. So I'm thinking like the house from like Charmed, I guess, if you want to like be specific. It has like several rooms where people like mourn. So like having like the casket on display, and then you can line up chairs. So there's like 3 different rooms big enough for that. And then probably based off of this layout, you might think that's in the basement.
So
Like
no
you,
windows?
there's like what is it like those like basement
Like
windows?
the garden level window?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like those garden level windows. There are definitely windows like that.
Would,
So
sorry to keep interrupting, but would those be Meg sized?
yes, it would be Meg sized. So are you going to do the ruse or are you going to sneak in? Either way, I'm delighted.
I'm just saying, if they're locked, I can just go in and unlock them, and then
If you,
I'm
okay,
all for sneaking in.
okay,
a little beanie.
you both are. They love this combo here. So roll before you like while you're up to like just because not because anything is there, like just because y'all are creeping. Roll to like read a bad situation. Either of you, because you're both like being sketchy.
Snake eyes.
Oh no! Okay.
Mine is a 6.
Okay. Does anyone want to use luck?
Yes, I'll use a luck.
Okay, I was like, because
Oh.
I'm like, there was a reason why I'm asking.
I use a lot.
So yeah, so with your luck point used, give me 1 second. Okay, so with your your luck point used, if I remember, like your heat, like I think someone from your past, comes up. I'll not have that happen right now, but I'm gonna hold that for now, just because we're on the right track. So you succeed. Ask with a 12, so technically, like, ask me 3 questions from your read a bad situation.
Yeah, so I guess what's my best way in?
The front door or a different window. So it like you can either do the front door and do your ruse, or there's like when you go to that window that you're planning on like dipping into because it's your sized, and Cordelia's a ghost, so like she can just literally like go in. You feel eyes on you. You don't see them in that room, but you feel eyes. Maybe you're just feeling a little paranoid because of what's getting ready to happen, what you're planning on doing. But you have a feeling that these might not be the best windows. And there is a couple of other windows that lead to different rooms in the basement. You might want to try a different one behind the house that enters another room. Like a store closet. It looks like that room. Like if you go to another one, it looks like a store closet or like some sort of storage room. And you get a better feeling about that one.
Okay. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes, there are dangers you haven't noticed from that other window that you're getting ready to go into.
Okay, but that's the only other one that like we haven't noticed really.
Yeah, the window that the reason why you selected this one, it kind of looks like the prep area for like a mortuary essentially. So it looks like it might lead to like where the bodies are prepared.
Okay.
But it might be a little too obvious, but you just sense that there's something wrong with that room.
Okay. And then what is the best way to protect the victims?
The victims being Cordelia and Mo.
Yes.
Okay, so anyone that's like higher risk, I'm gonna say, is and those
Yeah.
two people are.
Yeah.
Best way to protect them if you're going in, Cordelia should not be going in to the basement right now in general. But the gold chain is there. It will help a lot. You do not have iron on you, right?
I have my sword.
Have your sword. What's your sword made out of?
Well, the sword changes. It's the magic sword.
Oh, you're talking about dagger. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't even trip. So you're like, yeah, the dagger could help me. The gold chain that Cordelia has can help me. The dagger can change into gold, I think is what I saw last time. So that's
Yeah.
also a plus.
Okay. Is it that Cordelia can't go into like the basement at all, or that main room?
That main room, the basement should probably not be where Cordelia should be going, period. But that main room would have made it pretty difficult.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I think Willow's in that room.
Okay.
I get a real bad feeling about you going down there. So here's what I'm thinking. Potentially, you just unlock the window, just stick your hand in, nothing more, for this back storage room. Then go trade places with Millie.
Gotcha.
So you're going in by yourself?
I'm not going in. I'm just
Okay.
waiting by the window.
Okay.
Alternative plan. We go get Millie, and after fuck. Alternative plan. We regroup real quick. You heard Asta. I could be a new beacon. I could be a possibly quite unavoidable one. And I could send Willow a little invite.
Not by yourself.
No, obviously it would be a trap.
I mean,
I would assume that she would appear. I'm sorry, they would appear right inside the sights of Mo.
let's regroup.
All right. So Mo and Millie, y'all are just sitting on the hood of this car. You were like waiting for things to happen, right? Like you're just like waiting, like, okay, whenever this thing shows up, you see them start to come back from. You saw them like get ready to go to the front door and then change and then go to the back to the window. You're just like, what the fuck are they doing? You're just like, you know what, whatever.
What are they
I don't give a fuck.
doing?
I got a real bad feeling about having Cordelia go down there.
I wasn't. Oh, I see. Because Willow. Okay. The
Might be
plan. Yeah, the plan was that you would wait until Willow came after us, and then you would go in. I don't want Cordelia anywhere near this thing.
Is Willow? I mean, what are you doing to get Willow to come out?
I thought I would be enough, but maybe.
You are enough.
Oh, thank you. Maybe we need a little more pizzazz. You know what? How about this? I go in.
No, don't. No, 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 no.
Getting Willow to,
I'm
How are
coming
you-
right back out.
You don't know that.
You hope.
how are you like just running away from Willow and hoping to bring them out here? Like, what's the plan? Are we Scooby doing this?
Yep. Yeah, we're Scuba doing this. You wait by whatever window you were looking at or not looking at. I'll go in. I'll catch Homeboy's attention. Let him know that I'm out here and vulnerable. And then I did.
Or
We lead Willow out here. Y'all go inside as soon as they're out here.
alternatively, nobody goes in as bait. I can try to pull something, a failed attempt to summon her or something. Some magic, essentially. So no one has to be bleeding like a stuck pig in a couple seconds.
Y'all have no faith in me.
It's more that we know
Fear.
Willow is exceptionally strong and already has a hold on your soul.
Exactly.
Mo, can you roll act under pressure, please?
$11.
Good for you. Okay. Damn it. All right,
Cool,
you're
it's a
fine.
cucumber.
You're totally fine. I had a whole visual. Go ahead.
I'm
I'll use it
sorry.
later. No, I'll use it later. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, no, you like Mo's the very in character. Mo's doing Mo. I was just like felt a little like odd feeling in terms of like that fear. Whoever's looking at Mo while y'all like are in like your like group like situation where you're all facing each other, she's starting to get just a little bit of gray, like right over her ear, just a few strands, like two gray hairs, like just two, like they're not. No! It's immediate, so clearly this is magic.
I thought I had 4 more years.
Yeah,
These damn kids.
These damn kids. Like everyone would understand, but everyone knows it's magic that's doing this for you. So just a little, it's just enough to like draw your eye, but it's not to the same degree as Madison. Is the best way to put it. So like just like 3 or 4 strands of hair suddenly go white over her ear.
I like Millie's plan. That ain't no harm to you, right?
No, since we'll all be here, it should be fine.
All right.
So the plan, because like there was 3 different plans, is Millie, you're going to try to summon Willow out here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all waiting for Willow to come out? If this were like, if once the magic's done,
Should someone try and go to Ben to try and break the?
that's what I thought.
Hi.
We're trying to do like so, like talk to him and.
I think the smartest thing would be to have Megan and Cordelia to go to Ben specifically. Cordelia, because like I don't know if you have any ranged weaponry or attacks that you can do.
I mean, I have various magics, but
you'd also can go invisible. Not that would. I don't know. That didn't seem to work with Rose. Would that work with Ben? Yeah, because he's human, right?
Yes.
But he has something.
That's true. He's
still a human.
Patron.
Arcane inclined.
I mean, my vote is Cordelia and I hide by the door, so we're like out of line of sight of Willow when they come out. I'll do the summon. Second Willow leaves, we go in. We try and contain as quickly as we can.
Yeah. So you going to Ben first, or are you going to summon this thing first?
Summon first. Willow comes out. They go to Ben.
Okay. I'm sorry. I keep on hearing like sounds. There we go.
Me too.
Oh, I'm not sure what that was. Tech gremlins. Peeps. All right. So, Millie,
Mm-hmm.
Use magic to summon this thing.
All right. Oh boy. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna work. That is. I can do numbers. An 8.
8. Choose a glitch.
You know what? I think it's funny.
It's
I'm gonna take
funny.
another harm.
Why? Why?
No! No!
Anyway,
Because it's funny. It's called having a sense of humor.
Can I try to protect them?
No, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's fine. So you are coming into battle at 3 harm already, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take
Only
so while
five.
so while you're doing this, all right. So you start summoning. Like, so do you want to describe how you're summoning or planning on summoning this thing?
They're majorly just gonna use Ezra's glove, his foci, and possibly do like some sigils in the air. That same kind of bluish glow that's been following his spirit and everything, and use magic that way.
All right. So you do that. It's new to you, like kind of following his magic. So you weren't prepared for it. So you feel unwell all of a sudden, like it's draining like energy out of you, and you do take 1 harm. And you make those sigils to bring forth, like, let's say you're laying a trap of high spiritual energy is the best way you're putting it. And you do that, and it's going to take a moment for Willow to come out, but the summon is set. So let's say it'll take like a minute. You start feeling that energy coming towards you as it's happening. So you have 1 minute to go into the funeral home. Right? You want to go ahead? Whoever wants to go in.
Yeah, I think it's the 2 of us.
All right, so you're going through the front door this time, not the basement. All right, so you go to the front door, and you walk in. It's open for you, obviously. It's open for business. As you enter, a man comes out, hearing the door open. He's a very tall, well-dressed man. Dark brown hair slicked back, very piercing, light brown eyes, very bright. It's a very sharp, very inviting smile. Seems very like kind in the face, looks like. He's like, "Oh, yes. Can I help you? Is there any way I can help you? This is like the first time we've had people in for a while. Can I help you? Pamphlets? Are you looking to bury a loved one?"
Ezra. Todd,
Ezra.
I believe.
Ezra
Died
Todd.
in the area recently.
I'm unaware of someone by that name. Do they live here? Or are they from here?
They died here. It seemed easiest to bury them here.
I mean, you don't have to do that. You can like take their body to wherever you came from. Were they visiting? I'm confused. I mean, I don't mind burying them, like if business for me, but it's your loved one. Shouldn't they be near someone that they care for? Yes, Cordelia.
Can I try an empathy? Just get a vibe?
Yes.
5, 6, 7. That is a 10.
Okay. He gives off then, like, so when you see him talking, he's like, "I'm confused. Is there any way I can help you?" Of course, like business, more business for us, but like anyone that works at the home. But I mean, like, it's your loved one, they should be buried where they're closest to you. I'm saying that it seems very genuine, very, very kind, very sweet. You get a darker feeling behind that, especially spiking on Ezra. I wouldn't say like they're definitely like visually hiding it, but he is very much like, I need to finish. I don't have time for this. I have things to do. I either need this person, or this person right now, and then I'm ready to do this. I don't have time. So it's more like there's a darker vibe behind those eyes. It's so startling how different they are. But they're more focused on, I don't have time for this. I need to leave. So if they want to, like, let's get this business finished. But he's focusing on Meg. He's like, you don't have to bury them here. Like, wherever you live, like, we can always, like, people can always have the body moved to where they're from, closer to family, friends.
I just circle around behind him.
Are you looking for that foci that he has?
Yeah.
Or were you going to do something else? I don't want to.
No, I was caught between looking for it and just trying to just bear hug restrain him.
I mean, let's go. So that's not really, just because you caught him so off guard. I'm wondering if this is like a. I'm gonna say kick some ass. Like, I'm gonna say kick some ass, even if he's not aware. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Y'all haven't been doing as good, so. Okay, that is a 11 plus 0, so an 11.
Okay, so you have a choice of adding an extra effect. So you can either gain an advantage, +1 forward for you or Meg. You can inflict terrible harm, add +1. Suffer less harm when traded, because even though, like, you got caught by surprise, or force them where you want.
I think this would be closest to force them where you want them, just sort of.
All right, so
restrained.
you're just trying to keep them in place.
Yes.
All right, so he is startled, like, suddenly by. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We don't have that much time left, though, so let's just go describe the scene again. Cordelia, can you just tell me again what you're doing? You were just what you ended up doing with grappling. You're muted. Sorry.
Yes, I was just going in to restrain Ben, and got an 11.
Cool. So you do that. You want to add the extra effect of putting him right where you want him. So he looks extremely surprised at you, taking him by surprise behind. But then as soon as you do that, his eyes, bright brown, like, suddenly become black, all the way down to the whites of his eyes. And you do what is, like, your physical damage? Like, you just do, I'm assuming you only just do 1 harm to him?
I do 1 harm, force magic.
Okay, so by that, it's 1 damage. He's going to suddenly, like, there's a burst of, like, dark energy from his back, trying to get you off. And it will do 1 damage back to you, just because it's very reactionary.
So none? So none? Because of the -1 from being immortal?
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, you're fine. It just like shook you off, but, like, you're like, oh crap, okay, so that's very aware of what's going on here, kind of. And he kind of shrugs you off, rights himself, like, corrects his tie, looks at you, Red. And she's like, oh, so that's what it's going to be like. Oh, I guess it was only a matter of time before someone came knocking, I guess.
I mean, the door's open, so.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
probably.
business, not for hunters. And with that, his eyes are going to, like a fine smoke comes out of the corners of his eyes. And he's going to start drawing in air with a dark, brilliant purple color. And he's, like, prepping magic. We're going to cut to outside. Gonna leave y'all there hanging. So y'all, like, Millie and Mo, Millie, you drew the sigils, you're waiting for it. And you can, as time passes, it's only a few minutes, you feel something coming towards you. You feel eyes on you. It's weird. You feel the energy coming from the basement. Like, you feel like something is like pulling out from the window there. But you also feel an energy coming from like another direction, the woods probably. Or like I'm gonna say like there's like a wooded, like minor wooded area right over there. And you're confused for a split second. You turn your head to look in that direction. Mo probably also notices that you're doing this. And for a split second, you remember what Aster Adams told you. It's like, oh yeah, remember that story about like the headless horseman, you know, and all the other stuff, riding, you know, like some stupid little man made a stupid little story. And you're like, please, for the love of God, don't tell me there was a fucking horse. And sure enough, a steed, you see the brilliant green eyes coming at you first. And keep in mind, it's like, I'm going to say 2 p.m. now, but it's darker than it should be coming through. You see the wisps and the coiling tendrils of shadows coalescing down to this body. And you hear the clopping on the gravel of the parking lot. You see the clear outline of a horse, but it doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look like it's quite shaped properly like a horse. It looks like it's made of smoke and shadow. It looks like eyes that don't quite look like eyeballs, but shadows kind of trying to encompass a really bright green flame. So it's roughly horse shaped, but holy fuck, what the fuck is that? It looks like a hell horse is the best way to pull it. And as you turn and see this thing, you also see that window smash open. You see shadows and smoke pooling out, and you see a cloaked figure in shadow armor crawling out, ready to come for y'all, and quickly stands to its feet and makes that smoky scythe again, aiming and looking directly at Mo. Mo, I'm going to have you, as we like close, roll again to keep your cool.
Nine.
Okay. So this is a little different now. So, because they're there. And it's not, you're rolling a move that the monster is doing this time, not keeping it chill. You look at it, and it feels like the air around you changes. And it feels like you're walking through, it feels stale air. It feels like there's a tinge of like shadow over there. You can still see the lights and stuff like that. It just doesn't look right. And you turn to Millie for a split second. And for a split second, you see Millie with dead eyes and fang marks in their neck. For a split second, before Millie turns back to how they look. And Millie's like, what are you doing? And that thing's going to start coming for you. And with that, we end our stream, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and staying with us and watching with